Richard, San Antonio has such a rich culture. Give our visitors an overview on what they can expect coming to San Antonio.
Well, I tell you what, we don't have much to offer other than 300 days of sunshine a year, World Heritage Site, art, culture, history. No, I'm kidding. I mean, San Antonio welcomes 34.4 million visitors a year. I mean, it's one of the great destinations in the United States, of course, and it's also, for us, it's very important. It's a $13.6 billion industry with a B, one of the top 5 industries in San Antonio, and most of it's because of just the diversity of things to do here, whether you're bringing down a family, whether you want to play golf. We have 65 championship courses here, or, again, the art and culture and everything else that we offer.
Now, we've been hearing a lot about the history of San Antonio, the history of Texas. We've been hearing about Davy Crockett. We've been hearing all. Now, the place that we're in right now is not short of history itself, is it?
No, it's not. This is the Esquire Tavern, and I when you look around at this place, and if your listeners or viewers can pay attention to a lot of what this place has to offer, it has the longest bar in the state of Texas. Now, that's something that's important. I wanted to bring that up right away. The longest bar. There's a lot of action that can happen here, and when you look at that, this place has been around since 1933, and as we look around, there's just the motif is the same. The things that they've done, they've decorated, they've kept it the same. The boots are wooden, all the different things. We even have a bison on the wall here with a Santa's hat on. What other place has that? Of course, But what's really cool about this place as well is it's seen some action over the years. And it's open since 1933. In 2006, they shut down the Esquire because it was a little too rowdy. And it took 5 years before they opened this place again. It's a very popular destination in San Antonio.
You mentioned burlesque earlier. Is that what takes place here as well?
Rumor has it there's going to be some burlesque kind of cranked back up here. Actually, what is today? December the 5th, I think?
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the anniversary of this place. It opened on December 6th in 1933. So that's something, obviously, that means a lot to the folks here.
Richard, tell me a bit about, I want to highlight some of the areas like the Riverwalk, golf resorts, the vineyards, hill country. Tell me a bit about each of those if you can.
Well, I'm serious about San Antonio. One of the great things about this community is the diversity of things you can do. If you've got a family and you come in, there's a couple of them. We have a SeaWorld, we've got a Fiesta Texas, we've got a wonderful place here in San Antonio called Morgan's Wonderland, which is an amusement park that was built specifically for families that have children with special needs. It's absolutely free. The kids can get in, those kind of things. That's part of what we have. But also, just to your point, we have 300 days of sunshine a year. So we have 65 golf courses here. Folks come down here, they enjoy the community. We have a World Heritage site, which is the only one in the state of Texas. We have 5 Spanish colonial missions, including a little one called the Alamo that a lot of people know about. We call it the cradle of Texas liberty. We don't have a Texas without that battle and what happened there. And also, we just arts and culture. We have a museum scene that's really unparalleled in the state of Texas. It's just amazing. The Whitty Museum, the San Antonio Museum of Art. There's a children's museum called the Dooseum for families that come in. It's become kind of a national sensation. And also, when you look at the Riverwalk, when it was originally built, it's a flood control system, and people don't know that because downtown San Antonio was having floods back in the 1940s. They built this Riverwalk, and it has become the most visited tourism destination in the state of Texas. And what's really interesting about it was it used to be 3 miles long when it was originally built. It's now 15 miles long. The state of Texas and the city put in about $300 million to expand the Riverwalk. The southern stretch of it, we love the Riverwalk, we love the barge rides, all the different things that you all have gotten to experience and will experience. The southern stretch of the Riverwalk is the largest urban ecosystem restoration in the country's history, and that's really wonderful for us. Birding, hiking, kayaking, they're even going to put horseback riding down there, all those different kind of things. So San Antonio, again, it's just a wide diversity up and down our landscape.
All right, let's get behind the scenes a little bit here. Because, everybody has this in their home city. It's the places that you take friends who've never been to. Like, when you come to Toronto to visit us next, because I know you got some history with Toronto, when you come to visit us next, we'll take you to the CN Tower for dinner, right? Because it's one of those, it's a landmark, there's a restaurant, you see the whole city from up there, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't really necessarily give you the flavor of if I want to take you someplace that says Toronto to me, I'll take you to, my favorite burger joint or whatever. So what's your place here in San Antonio that once we get past the regular tourist places, where are you going to take us?
I tell you what, where I would take you is that I love this area is there's a place called Mi Tierra. Now there is a little tourism aspect because we all know it's our jewel, one of our restaurants here in town. A few years back, they put up Christmas decorations inside the Mi Tierra, like papel picados, the paper cutouts that hang from the ceiling, lights on the trees. They have all the different kind of things. We are the Tex-Mex capital of the planet, so obviously we have that. It is a festival 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It never closes, ever. And so one of the great places the things about Mi Tierra, I was a writer for years and years and years. One of the great things is, like, for instance, I would cover a boxing match of some kind, of world championship match in San Antonio. You'd come in at 2 o'clock in the morning, you'd go into Mi Tierra, there's Oscar De La Hoya sitting there. There's, Bob Arum sitting there, Don King, all these different folks, because the place never closes. So what's really great about it, and the locals know about it, is no matter what you're doing, where you are in the community, you can, if you've been out on a date, if you've been out, it's fun, it's 2 in the morning, and you say, you know what, I'm still a little hungry, I'm a little peckish. I'm going to go someplace. Everyone meets at Mi Tierra. So you'll be in there, you'll see a Politico, you'll see a sports figure, you'll see your next door neighbor. And I like places like that. I like the fact that it's a little bit of a nucleus for San Antonio and kind of a gathering spot. Also, pretty good drinks, pretty good food. That kind of plays into it as well.
Richard, as Canadians, we're known as being very friendly and polite. I'm finding here in San Antonio, you're real close to that as well. Like, the people here are very warm and genuine.
Well, I was telling you about having 34.5 million visitors here a year. One of the reasons I think people keep coming back is that we really do treat everybody like family.
Yeah.
I mean, we joke about it a lot. We're the 7th largest city in the United States. We have almost 2 million people here, but we say we're the biggest small city in America, and I believe it. I mean, everyone here, number one, we're Texans, like Canadians. I think we just like people. We like being around people. But the other thing is that it's just a place where we feel very. We call it, we have a con corazon, with heart, abrazos, we hug everybody. We're very loving people in that way. And I think that part of it is the fact that we also recognize as locals that you as visitors mean so much to this economy. It's one of the top 5 industries in San Antonio. So, I don't mean to overstate that, but people here understand that. Hey, look, you're on the Riverwalk, you're contributing to our economy, you're keeping our taxes down, so God bless you guys for being here. We're so happy.
I'm going to put the hugging aside for a second. Let me put the hug away for a second, because here's what you might not know about Richard, is that when Richard's not doing his gig for the city of San Antonio, he also does the pre- and post-game shows for the San Antonio Spurs on Fox Sports. So, the Raptors play the Spurs. What happens?
Game 7, triple overtime. Kawhi Leonard, a fallback one, with tremendous defense from Corey Joseph. Somehow, Kawhi Leonard sinks the game-winning shot in the most epic NBA Finals in history. That's what happens. Spurs win, of course, but boy, the Raptors were outstanding. That's what I'm projecting.